Joining us now, two Democrats who are not unfamiliar to television viewers. Raul Grijalva, Bernie Sanders supporter, and a congressman representing the 3rd District of Arizona, joins us from Las Vegas. And here in the studio with us, New York Congressman Gregory Meeks, who is a supporter of Hillary Clinton. Congressman and Congressman, thank you both for joining us. Congressman Meeks, start with you. There's some dispute now between the two presidential campaigns. What is the Clinton campaign's view of the authenticity, legitimacy, and seriousness of Bernie Sanders' record on civil rights?
Well, all I will just tell you that John Lewis has spoken on it, and and we appreciate it. But Bernie says he was there. It's fine. He wasn't as prominent or a leader, from what I understand, in the civil rights movement. At least that's what I've been told from John Lewis, because clearly I was not there. But I'm not here. If he was out there doing the civil rights movement, then we say that's good. But talk to me what we're doing now, and what has your record been? Even if you voted right, where have you been a leader in civil rights while you've been in the United States Congress?
Are you saying you don't know if he's been a leader, or are you saying he's not been a leader?
Well, I'm saying that in reference to dealing with civil rights, he's voted the right way, but being a leader out front, I don't know of a time when he has come to say, let's partner with the Congressional Black Caucus on issues, going into the streets and moving together and doing of that nature. So that has not happened until recently. But historically, we've always had a partner in Hillary Clinton, that she's been out there and out front trying to help get Democrats elected, and even African-American Democrats, because it makes a difference in governing and politics and achieving what we are trying to achieve for the constituency that we represent.
So just name, Congressman, just name one or two areas of policy that matter to African Americans, that are of high priority to African Americans, where Secretary Clinton and Senator Sanders have a significant difference in terms of what they would want to do on policy.
Well, all I'd say is, from what I've heard, because I've not had, even though I've served in Congress for now close to 18 years, and at one point I believe I served on the same committee, I did have one meaningful conversation with Senator. There's never been that kind of reach. I do believe that he's voted the right way, but I know that Senator Clinton has advocated and been out there and been the lead in the right way. Whether you're talking about what's important to African Americans, health care. She's been for a long time. Children's health in particular, economic development in various communities.
I understand all that. I'm just curious, if elections are about the future and not the past, are there places where you look at their policies and you say, Bernie Sanders wants to take us in a direction that is not as good for African Americans as the direction that Hillary Clinton wants to take us?
No, I think that if you look at both of the candidates, one, they both have futuristic positions. One, though, says that he's going to do certain things, and the question that comes in to Senator Sanders is, how do you do it? How do you get it done with what you're saying you're going to do? The other says, we're going to do it this way, and has a plan on how we get it done. And that's the difference. So one, in my estimation, is, and I was talking to someone else, is dreaming about what should be, and the other is practical about, this is what we need to accomplish, and this is how we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to pay for it, and this is who we're going to work with.
Let's go out to Las Vegas. Congressman Grijalva, who's a supporter of Senator Sanders. Congressman, I just want to start with the politics of this. You're pretty savvy about campaigns and tough campaigns. What do you think the Clinton campaign is doing now regarding Senator Sanders and his record on issues and history related to non-white communities?
Yeah, and John Lewis, let me just say, a colleague and a friend, someone who I admire and love very much, and I know that Senator Sanders feels the same way. He's a link to not only the past, but kind of a look into the future. And when you look at the civil rights movement, it was an aspirational movement for all people, for not just African Americans, for all people. African Americans were at the point, they led, they established history, and it was a movement. And what Bernie Sanders is talking about when he talks about looking down the road as a goal, it's a movement. It is a chance for the American people to grab their democracy and deal with the fundamental issues that we can't deal with right now. Part of the problem is status quo, where we take 2 steps forward on a particular policy issue, whether it be children, whether it be the issue of poverty, mass incarceration, gun violence, we take 2 steps forward and we take 1 step back, and we're in the same place. What Bernie's saying, we need to be aspirational. We need to have a goal, and that's what the civil rights movement was about.
Okay.
And this is what this political revolution that people speak about, this movement is about taking this country back. And I think that resonates with all people, and I hope that people will take the opportunity to look at that and not merely be dismissed as, oh, it can't be done, it's pie in the sky.
Congressman,
I think that's where the problem is with the Clinton campaign, trying to come to grips with the reality. The reality is that perhaps the aspirations, the desires, the needs of the American people are ahead of the campaign.
Congressman, let me ask you this question, all right? I'm a Hispanic voter. Just pretend that I'm a Hispanic voter who lives in Nevada right now. I walk up to you on the street and I say, Senator Sanders, I'm thinking about voting for him. Tell me one thing that Senator Sanders has done in the course of his political career, in his career in public service, that would give me faith as a Hispanic voter that he'd be on my side. Something he's done that would reflect my interest as a Hispanic voter in Nevada.
I think the most important thing that he has done is that he's been historically consistent. This is not a man that has changed his tune depending on what political wind was blowing. And let's just deal with what I think is the most important issue for Latinos. Yes, immigration is critical. That has to be fixed. And Bernie is there, if not with excellent, if not one of the best positions on how to move forward in immigration reform. But this income inequality, economic fairness, and
Congressman,
those issues
Congressman,
that strike to the concentration
of
power and wealth in 1%, strikes at the Latino community. Our average age as a community is 24 years old. We're a future-looking community. And I would say to that voter, you want consistency, you don't want any flip-flopping, do you want someone who is, with the assurances he's making to you, are the assurances that he will keep, because that's his history.
Congressman, thank you. Congressman,
and that's his politics. And I think that voters, not only in Las Vegas but across the country.
Let me say. Let me just say this. Number one, I heard my good friend and colleague, as if things have stood still, as if Barack Obama never existed and he's done nothing. If you just think about where we were in 2008. And where we are now, then you would have to say there's been definite progress from where we were. We're not, and we still got work to do. And what Hillary Clinton will do, and she's talking about, is building upon that. Nobody talking about stagnation. There's progress.
Senator Sanders got some criticism from some quarters last night for saying that he would be better president for civil rights and African Americans than Barack Obama. Would Hillary Clinton be better?
Better than Barack Obama? No, she would build upon what Barack Obama. Barack Obama.
Would she be better?
I would say I wouldn't use the word better. I think Barack Obama stands on his own, and what we need after 8 years is someone to build upon what he's done. But I don't think anybody, when you talk about race relations, just like, what he said there, he would be better than Barack Obama with race, better than Hillary Clinton with women, and better than Ted Kennedy with human rights.
What do you mean better and building on?
Well, when I said the difference is that he has set a barometer and a bar, and there's things that the President Obama would have liked to have done. And the fact of the matter is, if Senator Sanders was out there with us to help elect Democrats, first of all, he's running for a Democratic primary, he admits he's an independent. And so therefore, when you get into the process of electing Democrats, as Hillary Clinton has done, that is how you get things done. She's been out there helping elect Democrats so that we can get back into the majority and give the president an assistance that he or she did not have. And so with her and working to build that majority back, then we can build upon what President Obama has done to get even greater gains. That's not dreaming about it. That's not putting something out there that's not real. That's how you really get something done in Washington, D.C. Because when you're elected president, without help, without working with the Senate, without working with the House, you can't get it done. And Barack Obama, for 6 years, had a opposition from the Republican Party to stop him from even further progress.
Congressman Grijalva, you had something to say?
Yeah, it's a good example. My good friend, Mr. Meeks, and I admire him very much. I disagreed with the president on fast track. Bernie disagreed. Now Hillary disagrees. And that is a point that we can have a difference. It is not a difference based on demeaning or anything. It is just a fundamental difference that these trade agreements have been hurting workers, hurting wages, and hurting the economy of our nation now for for every trade agreement that's occurred. Now, I don't know where Mr. Meeks stood on that, but I was against it. Bernie was against it. And those are the things that elect people, taking positions, being right about your, and being consistent with your positions, not changing from one day to another.